everyone, and welcome back to the Existence Podcast. My name is mcpeachpies, and today we are on a train. I have just boarded.
Where are we going?
Nobody knows.
We're doing. Does this track have a name? Does this line have a name?
The Marco
line.
Yeah.
Melon line.
Yeah.
The melon line.
The melon line, of course. It would have to be the melon line. This
The lemon
is
lime?
episode 39.
The lemon lime.
Okay, we're getting too complicated now. Episode 39 of the Existence Podcast. The last one we did was, well, that Enderman nearly got smacked by the train. The last one we did was back in October, after we had just had the new 1.20 news and Minecraft Live and all that carry on. But a lot has happened since then, both with Minecraft and with Existence. And as we said, we're on a train, which is something we've never ever done before, let alone having a moving camera for the podcast. So this is quite a cool new thing we've got going here.
It was quite a technical feat to get this camera working, and there will be a Patreon exclusive clip detailing how we did that.
Yes, absolutely. So this is Project Create. This is our brand new modded server that launched, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Today. 4 weeks ago
Wow.
today, yes.
It's already been a month.
Time's flown by. This has been a very, very long time coming. For those of you who know Project Create, when did we first announce it? It was I want to say May, 2 years ago.
Let me scroll up in Product Create Communications. May of 2021, you're right.
Going way back.
May 27th, 2021.
Yeah, so it was a year and a half ago. But it wasn't quite the right time for it initially then. But then a lot of interest started spiking with not only this server, but with the Create mod in general, with the addition of lots of new things, including trains.
Trains.
And so Galaxy, spent a very, very long time developing it all, getting a really cool collection of mods. And I'll let Galaxy take it from here and kind of, I guess, talk a bit more in detail about what Create is and how we've managed to develop it.
So
I say you should have developed, not me. I didn't have any input.
I just put together the mod list. I didn't really. I didn't make the mod. Create is basically take Minecraft and forget everything you know about it. It allows you to build contraptions with moving parts. Basically, automating anything you want to, really, but also being able to do a lot of cool stuff just for aesthetics and not just function. For example, if I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's probably not shown that well, but
you can. Yep.
We've got Little's crop farm here, where we've got some rotating harvesters that just go around in a circle, forever harvesting crops. But we're also riding a train that goes nowhere and just rides in a loop, which is purely for...
It stops off at 3 main points of the world. We've got Little Island, Spawn Island, and the mainland.
Or Marco's area.
Yeah. Passing by Monkey Island.
And people have done so many crazy things with this mod, just because it opens up so many more doors for what you can do in Minecraft now that you have moving parts. And we just wanted... Product Create was... the idea for Product Create came when we just wanted to... for Product Create, personally, I wanted to see what the Existence community could do with all of this creative potential that we have. Yeah. I don't know where... I'm kind of rambling now.
Creative potential.
It was definitely off the backbones as well of Project Mutatio, which is a very old modded project we had that was originally a separate kind of thing from Existence, but then we merged it together, and that was a lot of fun, but short-lived because of I think there was corruption.
Yeah.
Not within the player base, but corruption within the files, and unfortunately we had to abandon that. So this is the first modded project we've done since 2017.
That's actually worked.
Yeah, yes. And I think there's a few references to that in the splash text, if I'm not mistaken.
I've lightly customized the main menu screen and loading screens to have some custom splash text.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a really rare chance that the Project Create title will actually show Project Creatio as well?
It's not a rare chance. It's if you're playing Product Create at 3 a.m. and you load the main menu up, it will say Product Creatio.
Well, I'd love to test that, but unfortunately I tend to be asleep. But I know Jay is quite often awake at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But I literally, if we bring up the playtime... Oh, whoa. When did I jump up to 3 hours? I was on 1 hour this morning, so I've barely played on here. I literally played during the opening, and then I've just been doing so many other things over the past 4 weeks. But as you can see, Marco is 60 hours. A lot of people have been doing a lot of things on here. But there's a lot of cool mods. And, like Galaxy said, nothing's corrupted, nothing's really broken.
Yeah.
Except the online map, but that's very minor.
We haven't really got a lot of complex mods on here. Our only tech mod is Product Create, or I guess there's also a simple storage mod we have, but it's Tom's simple storage mod, I believe. But there isn't really many mods that have the potential to break things in a major way. There's Farmer's Delight is another major content mod, and there's a lot of building mods, which Yogg has been, or mods that just add building blocks, which Yogg has been making use of.
Of course.
Yeah. I think we might be able to see Yogg's house right about now, right there.
Yeah, you can see it just up on the hill there.
He's been having a lot of fun with all the new building blocks. I think on opening day, he said, "This is all I've ever wanted."
Yeah, well, I was coincidentally looking through Yogg's old original Mutatio, from when it was its own server videos, and yeah, that's Yogg played on that. That's how Yogg came across Existence. I think that was the original.
Oh,
origin.
I did not know that.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's Yogg Existence Lore 101. But yeah, definitely. I should we quickly go around the table and talk about what our plans are for Create? Little, as you can see, is happily playing the flute. I love the flute.
I've been trying to get the Among Us.
Little, what are you kind of? Is that your total goal of all of Create, is to get the Among Us flute song?
Right now it is. But okay, so for this season, or just for Project Create, I've adopted the Pirate Little persona. And so...
Captain Little.
That's right. So I do have that tiny little boat in the middle of the main lake, but my main project, and I'm not even sure if this is possible, but I wanted to make this giant, actual, functional, just airship thing. And I thought that would be cool.
It can move and everything?
Yeah. I don't know how...
Do we have...
we don't really have any airship mods, although there is one in development.
You can make it a train.
Yeah, you could technically make it a train and then attach it with glass panes or something to the floor.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That would... So remember,
that would be pretty cool.
It's just the base Create mod, and he made it fly or something. I'm I want to try that.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do a piston flying machine with Create.
I mean, there's so many moving parts in the Create mod. It's there's got to be something you could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting major Treasure Island vibes.
Oh yeah, Treasure Island.
There is a mod that I think is available right now that might be able to do something like that. I'll have to look into it though. Little, remind me about that if that's something you really want to do.
Gotcha.
I know there is that airship mod that I remember seeing.
Was it
Mionite had it?
That's a really old mod.
And a really old reference.
Yeah.
True.
But there's something called Create Aeronautics, which is the major Create airship mod in development. And then there's also I think
I'll do it.
There's a mod called Valkyrian Skies, which is it's a revival of that old airship mod that you're talking about. Which I believe has Create compatibility with an add-on that's in development. But it's kind of unstable at the moment, so I have to test it with a mod pack to make sure it won't break anything. So we might be able to get that on here.
Can anyone else see the banana skin bouncing around?
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, on the seat, yeah, I do.
You just noticed it. That's amazing. Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome, Little. I can't wait to see if you figure that out. Oh my goodness.
I believe also
Well, Galaxy and Jay, you're kind of a joint effort, I suppose, because you're both doing stuff as like under N-brand. Would you say that's like both? Are you both like working on the same thing?
I think we have our separate goals, like for individual projects.
What are your goals?
Like my thing is I'm trying to make a Willy Wonka style free candy shop for all that's fully automated and will never run out of stock.
There it goes.
And it'll have a chocolate river and everything. Yeah.
Incredible. Can you get a chocolate river?
You can place buckets of chocolate.
Oh my goodness. That is incredible.
Jay?
Oh, I just remember what Jay's
Jay,
plan. I just
what is your
remembered
plan?
because it was very prominent.
Well,
one word.
How do I describe my Project Create plan? 10 hours in, and I still have not even begun to evolve to my true form.
Your final form.
My plan for Project Create is a bold one that will require many more than 10 hours of effort, and one so complex that I could try to. Did you break the camera?
Slight problem.
Get off the donkey. No.
No, I'm on the donkey.
Don't break.
Did I break it?
We'll see.
All right.
Nope.
Cool.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry, Jay, to interrupt.
I was monologuing mcpeachpies.
Well, all I remember was cheese.
Cheese.
Is that still accurate? Is that still your overarching goal, is to create as much cheese or variety of cheeses or whatever it is?
Cheese.
Well, there's one small problem. There's not a lot of cheese products that you can make in the mod pack. Really lacking a lot of cheese content. So it's more about quantity?
So,
like, for me... Well, no, go ahead, Jay.
So yeah, when Project Create was like being developed, I was like really, really, really determined to make cheese, make it in mass quantities, and that would be my bit for this project. I admittedly have not played on Create as much as a lot of other people, and I've played on the community server kind of consistently. I gotta get back.
Yeah, well, we've had a lot to do on there as well.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of important stuff.
It's funny, like, because we started Create literally New Year's Day, and it's like then we're doing all these things like New Year kind of things, or new plans for the year for the community server. It's like everything kind of started happening.
But I mean, ideally, between now and the end of Project Create, I would like to make a keg empire. So I think cheese is made in kegs.
Yeah.
From the Ruin and Chewin mod. And so I want to both like make every type of cheese that you can, but also kind of make some more adult drinks, like rice wine, tasty, mead, love it.
Egg grog.
True.
So it's gonna be like wine and cheese with Jay.
There's also fudge.
Like the funny thing
like chocolate
about
fudge?
it is, while I do want to use Create for these things, I don't want to like automate everything. I want to be very involved in the cheese making process. I want to get my hands
on.
I want to get
cheese.
my hands all gooped up with some good old dairy.
I mean, like, the great thing about this being, like, it is a focus on the Create mod, but it's also a mod pack, is that, like, I mean, you can literally, like, there's no reason, like, my goal is to become the Banana King. Simple as that. And whether that involves just growing a crap ton of banana plants, which it probably will, or whether it involves some sort of automation, which I might have to play around with some more, Like, I just want to grow heaps of bananas because I think that's really funny. Like, it's not going to benefit anyone. It's not going to benefit me. It's just going to be...
Are you going to set up shop
bananas. Also, is that a potato gun?
Yeah, that is a potato gun.
That is a potato gun.
That's incredible. Yeah, set up shop on Monkey Island. I feel like I have to.
You need to sell to the... I mean, there's a giant market there that's just waiting to be sold to.
That's true. Also, we are sitting ducks right now.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Shoot the creeper. Oh, no.
Ow.
Oh no.
I think you've been attacked by a spider.
Oh, there we go.
A banana spider.
We have... This station is scary. But yes, I want to grow lots of bananas, and as you can see, I've got some. And Galaxy busted me the other night because they found out that there is a giant banana tower on the creative server. Because I figured out that to grow them, you have to, what is it? You have to have a banana frond
on either sand and gravel,
rain,
I think. In rain.
Yeah. And you could also use bone meal. So, yeah, it was on the creative server, and I just keep using bone meal on the top banana fronds and just keep making taller and taller banana trees. And, you know, why not? But like I said, I've played on here for like an hour, actually doing anything productive other than setting up the camera on the train. So we'll see if I actually get around to doing anything clever.
Yeah, one of the problems with the banana plants is that you can't use the choppers, whatever they're called.
Saw?
Yeah, the mechanical saw to chop them down like normal trees. So I also plan on farming bananas. So once I get my small... Because Nbrand is trying to farm every single crop, and so we've got like a small farm set up for each crop, which will include bananas soon. And so I'll probably send you my small scale design and see if you can scale it up once I finished it.
Surely. But like I said, even if I can't automate it, I just want to have just banana trees everywhere because I think it'll look cool.
The nice thing about bananas is that there's a lot of banana products you can make with them, like banana bread. Let me actually get my banana sheet.
Cake.
Yes.
I think I think there was ice cream. Yep, and banana arrows.
Oh yes, banana arrows.
For some reason.
And smoothies.
Yep.
And milkshakes.
Must make you slip and slide everywhere. But yeah, if I could sum up like the opening day, it was literally like bananas and flutes.
You can dry bananas in a smoker and furnace, apparently.
Interesting. But yeah, so there's a lot of things to do with this mod pack and a lot of potential for lots of expansion. I hope we'll see more trains. It's a spider on the train. It was for a second. And yeah, Marco's already gone in bananas and built a crazy amount of things. But yeah, people seem to be enjoying it, and like it's 4 weeks in and it doesn't really seem to have any kind of signs of slowing down. If anything, people are still, as like Jay was saying, you know, Jay spent 10 hours already, but hasn't actually got into the things that they want to do. So there's a lot of potential to keep going. And as long as we've got the funding, or sufficient funding anyway, we'll have the server up and running.
Yeah.
Galaxy and Little, what is that on your back, by the way?
Oh, these are air tanks, or copper back tanks, I mean.
Oh, for like scuba diving?
Yeah, so mine powers my diving helmet and also my extendo grip.
Mine powers.
And Little's is for his potato cannon, of course.
Ah, yes.
Because those need air pressure.
It's also worth mentioning that the seed that we ended up going with is one of the wildcard seeds that we potentially we're going to have for Community Server 2.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact. Is there any other key aspects to Create that is worth bringing up? Like I said, because it's such a new server too, I mean, there's not a huge amount to kind of talk about. There's still more like the potential of it.
Yeah.
But anyone who's on the community server or a patron is more than welcome to come play on here. Just let one of the staff members know.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, shall we move on from talking about Create, and shall we dive into the recent news that we've had surrounding... I guess I'm resisting the urge not to go on a big rant, but
we don't need the
with the
snapshot rant for the third
1.20
time.
experimental features in the latest snapshots.
Yes, let's talk about those 1.20 experimental features behind a data pack.
Have any of us played?
Would the main thing be?
Sorry. Go.
What's that, Jay?
You go ahead. You go ahead. You keep.
I was just gonna say, would the main thing be the armor trims, or has there been other things that I've missed? Bye, Jay.
Yeah, I think the main thing that's been added since 1.19.3's experimental features is the or the only content really that's been added is the armor trims and also the netherite upgrade.
Oh, true, because we had camels and all that stuff back in October.
Yeah. So that would have been around.
So
the
they
time
didn't
of
really
the
have
last
any
episode.
more things.
I think we talked
Yes,
about
it was, because I remember we talked a bit about it. Yeah, because I went on a huge rant. But if you want to hear that, you go back and watch that podcast. But there hasn't really been any major changes or additions to the experimental stuff since then, has there? Because it's mostly been because they had the release for 1.19.3, which had a whole bunch of stuff on its own. And then it's kind of been... Then they had the holiday period, so I think Mojang kind of slowed down or took a holiday, rightfully so. So I think this is kind of the first major thing. Oh, and we had the Sniffer Preview on Twitter and all that stuff.
On Instagram, it came out first, actually.
Yes, and it made me uncomfortable that was their first choice of media to post that on. Not a fan of Instagram,
anyways.
even though I use it daily. But yes, what do we want to talk about first? The Sniffer or the armor trims?
I mean, I could rant for hours about the technical implications of armor trims, but...
Yes, you could.
Why don't we chit-chat about the Sniffer? Yeah, I feel like we can kind of wrap that up.
Yeah, because Galaxy, you voted for the Sniffer.
I did vote for the Sniffer. I am... What was the... the hashtag?
Sniffer sweep, baby.
Sniffer sweep, that's what it was.
Sniffer sweep. Must be so iconic you forgot it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. Little, did you vote for the Sniffer or did you vote for something else?
Yeah, I was a Sniffer enthusiast.
Did we run over Jay?
Jay didn't vote.
We did run over Jay.
Jay's trying to get on the train. Run, Jay, run. But yes, I've seen some kind of mixed reactions from it, because from people who voted for the Sniffer and people who didn't, because it's huge. I think was the main thing that jumped out to people.
Yeah, it is a.
I will put a marker here to put a picture up on the screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's a big boy, big chunky Sniffer. It's definitely bigger than it was in the quote unquote marketing material as well, wasn't it? It was way smaller. I feel like in the previews.
Yeah, it felt like it was about the same size as the player.
I mean, it's experimental.
Yeah.
Everything's bound to change. They might make it smaller. But definitely a lot of people seem to be shook by it.
I know a lot of people were surprised by the pixel density because
yes, including me.
With larger mobs, we're kind of used to having it be less pixel dense. Like with the ghast, it's not to scale, whereas they made the Sniffer's textures to scale. And by that I mean for every
other mobs
every 1/16 of a meter we have 1 pixel. I think all the new mobs we've been getting, and they also updated the Vex, by the way, if you missed that, to be to scale. They updated the Vex texture.
Was that in 1.19.3?
Yes.
Because they redid the model. The whole model now...
that was in
1.19.3.
Well,
so the model now matches the Allay, which is actually very, very cool in my opinion, because it actually gives more, I guess,
I was going to say lore-wise,
so to speak, context.
It ties the Allay to the Vex. They're sort of the same creature. Where
so the Vex is like a corrupted... Yeah. Kind of like pillagers are evil illagers. The Vex is an evil Allay. But when did they do the texture change for that? Was that...
1.19.3.
Recently, or was that... Oh, okay, so they did the model and the texture.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think in the snapshots they didn't initially, but then they made a slight change, if I remember right.
I don't know.
But so is the Warden pixel scale?
Yeah.
Because that's the most recent large mob I can think of.
It is.
But I feel like the way that's textured, you don't notice, and plus it's always
very
in the dark.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sniffer is a big box.
Very bright.
And it's out in the light and out in the bright. Yeah, the colors are very bright. When I saw it, it made me think of either a modded texture or a resource pack, something like Faithful, where it's a higher pixel density or whatever. But like, yeah, a lot of people have been kind of debating it and querying it with a lot of the developers and the texture artists, and yeah, the argument goes both ways, really. But then there's a lot of funny things, like people talking about like pixel. What would be the term?
Accurate?
Pixel true, pixel accurate, like ghasts and stuff, which could be cool. But again, like it's going to look so.
I don't think I'd ever live with a pixel accurate ghast.
Jarring.
I'd like my big chunky pixels, please. Because ghasts are way off in the distance when you usually see them. So.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's all relative, really, isn't it?
Well, it depends who you are.
it depends. You're a
Yeah,
J,
and then a lot of people have been saying as well, like, you're right, Jay?
He was
Yes.
having ghast PTSD.
Yeah. Yep.
Because recently we were trying.
But then, like, you look at...
Recently we were trying to get
You
him
were trying to
the,
get- oh, were you
the
trying to do
ghast
the-
portal advancement. And
Yes.
Jay had a difficult time with that.
Even more recently, community server chat. I've been working in a Soul Sand Valley, and so it's like there's so many.
Oh, that's right.
and-
I remember
and-
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
Not
more
fun.
frequent in those biomes.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so frequent.
But like you look at mobs like even the donkey, Sir Donks, our very kind conductor, like the texturing is like there's a lot of more like blank space and a lot of like more gradient stuff, whereas the Sniffer has a lot of detail on the image, like the actual texturing. So I think that maybe throws people off. Like there's a lot of shaping and stuff with the pixels and the coloring.
At-
It's like a lot of contrast.
At the same time, though, just to point this out, all we've seen so far of the Sniffer is images and video. We have not gotten like a snapshot with the mob. We haven't gotten to see it in person. And a lot of the time, it's like it is different from like those reference images and then what actually is going to be in game, what we're playing.
Yeah.
So it's possible that all these.
I mean, like the reference images were literally like animated. Like they weren't actually in-game, previews when we were doing the voting for it.
Yeah.
And again, it's all experimental.
Exactly.
Highly chance of potential for change, but we'll see.
I mean, like,
personally, I still think it's just annoying. Not to rehash last podcast, but I don't think it's worth adding to the game. I think there was potential for other things, but I mean the new flowers or plants or whatever we've been promised is the main thing, really.
Anything.
That people seem to... Well, what? But wasn't
So
the...
we were promised
wasn't
like
the
some sort of
whole-
ancient seed or whatever, but there wasn't. So people thought that meant new plants and stuff, but we have yet to see that, even a preview in game.
Wait, so hang on, what is the... I thought the Sniffer... I thought it sniffed out like new seeds for plants or something. Or was it literally...
I mean,
Just seeds.
that was like in the video description for when they first revealed the Sniffer, that it would bring you special plants, quote unquote.
Yeah. So surely it has to. If it doesn't, people are going to riot. I mean, look at Fireflies and how that went. That like destroyed Mojang. Like they were like internally damaged from the uproar of
Firefly ran.
Fireflies. Oh my gosh. Minecraft community is insane. Okay, well, yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean, it's cool that they've actually given us an inside look now, because sometimes with the mob votes, it kind of, or any of the Minecraft live votes, it kind of feels like we all vote and it's a huge deal, and then it kind of like gets left in the dark until like the last minute. So it's cool that they've actually given us a preview so early on, as well, even before it's been added to the game. It's cool to see that like behind the scenes development stuff.
Right.
I like that you can just see the command block on the spawn island. We won't talk about that.
What? That's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the other big thing that we've had recently is the actual experimental data pack as well for 1.20 in the 1.19.4 snapshot,
Yeah.
but with experimental features for 1.20.
Correct.
You got it.
Resist the urge.
Wait, is Little
great.
outside of the train for anybody else?
No,
Cool.
just you.
Yeah. Anyways,
So yes, we've got armor trims, which in my opinion are one of the coolest things added to the game in a very long time. I think that's a fair statement to make, surely.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you want to fight him on that?
Put him up. What are your thoughts, Jay?
I think that. Thoughts.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Thinking.
Jay clearly hasn't spent enough time in the think tank. Armor trims.
Galaxy, what do you think about armor trims?
A new avenue of customization for players. Not only actual players, but also like server-side modding enthusiasts like myself. There's 11 different trims, I believe, and 10 materials that you can add the trims in. I believe it is, correct me if I'm wrong, redstone, diamond, emerald, netherite, iron, gold, copper, amethyst, quartz, and what was the other one? Did I say lapis? Lapis.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Did they add copper trims?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't actually looked at the list. I might bring it up here actually.
I know quartz is one of the materials which I was surprised at, but I guess it is a crystal.
It's really cool that they've added just more uses for these things, really.
Yeah, because like with the amethyst, there wasn't really much use for it other than spyglass, tinted glass, and that's it.
Block.
That's kind of
amethyst
shiny.
block.
Yeah. I've just pulled up the Minecraft Net article. There's some pretty cool pictures here. So yeah, I mean, it's just a detailing thing.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they did something else, like rather than just like cosmetic. But I can see the reasoning. But like for netherite trim, like that's an expensive decor. But I guess that's the whole point too, is that you can go look at my.
That reminds me.
Diamond armor with a netherite trim.
You cannot combine materials, so like you can't put diamond trim on a diamond armor.
Material go.
Or netherite trim on netherite armor. So you can't.
Yeah.
You can't be
Right
like
now,
extra expensive.
There is like a bug for that, I think, in the snapshot.
And technically, it is data packable.
It's something like if you have diamond armor with a netherite trim and then upgrade that diamond armor to netherite, then you have netherite with netherite trim.
Yeah, that's right.
And some people really like it, and I can see why. Like, I mean, you still get diamond armor or netherite armor or what? Oh my gosh, am I going to die?
I am interested in seeing how they solve that issue.
Which is like, I think it's quite cool because then you get like diamond armor with diamond trim, but it's like differently textured. So you get like a different look to diamond armor or netherite armor or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's quite cool, but I feel like it's silly that they've made it so you can't do that. Like, I feel like it should just be a choice,
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I mean, they have to fix the bug
train
somehow.
is
So
nightmare.
we'll wait for next snapshot.
Whether like it would be silly for them to make it so you just can't upgrade diamond armor with a netherite trim, but that's like the only thing I can think of.
Maybe.
Let me just pull up the wiki page for the snapshot real quick. So there are 11 different like trim patterns. There's the coast armor trim, which is found in shipwrecks. There's the dune armor trim, which is found in desert temples. There's the eye armor trim, which is found in strongholds. The rib trim, which is found in nether fortresses. The sentry trim, which is found in pillager outposts. The snout trim, which is found in bastion remnants. The spire trim, that's found in end cities. The vex trim, that's found in woodland mansions. The ward trim, which as the name implies, is found in ancient city. And the wild trim, which is found in jungle temples. And
This took me a very long time to find the wiki page.
I just searched 23W04A wiki, and it was the first result.
I still haven't found the trim.
And of course, there's also the netherite upgrade, which you found in Bastion Remnants. And all of these... Sorry.
I was going to say,
let me just say real quick. All these templates can be duplicated using 7 diamonds in an upside-down pants pattern, the trim itself, or the template itself, and 1 stone of the type that it's made out of. Like, for example, for the netherite upgrade, it's netherrack, or for the spire trim, which is found in entities, it's purpur, or tide, which is whatchamacallit, ocean monuments, it's prismarine.
I also
You
just
want to
noticed
talk about netherite upgrades? Oh, what?
the camera is no longer attached.
Oh. Well, we'll stop at the next station and fix that. Sorry, YouTube audience, if you are watching, you're currently, I don't know where.
You're looking at.
I think
my
the pig was
perspective.
shot and killed.
Yeah, I thought the chicken. I thought we made it invulnerable. Or did you forget
I
when we
did
changed
not
it
make
to a
the
chicken?
chicken invulnerable.
That would do it.
Hold on.
There we are.
You stopped the train
Welcome
right
to
here.
Marco's house.
You and Marco.
Quick, everyone find a bed. But
I can't disassemble because the track is not straight.
So, what? Yeah, someone explained this whole netherite thing to me. So, with netherite at the moment, you get the ingot, you throw it on a smithing table with your armor, and boom, you've got netherite armor with diamond
Yeah.
armor.
Yes.
But what has they changed it to? It's kind of like you use like
Now-
a netherite trim or something.
You need a netherite upgrade. So, netherite upgrades and armor trims are both smithing templates. So you've got the netherite upgrade smithing template, or you've got the coast armor trim smithing template. So they're all called like all the item names like it in your inventory are smithing templates, but in the lore it'll say like netherite upgrade or whatever. And that's why they all have the same like duplication recipe. So now you just need to find a netherite upgrade smithing template, which you get from a bastion and remnant. I believe you're guaranteed at least one in like the main chest of the remnant. And you can duplicate it using diamonds, which it just feels like rather than making it harder, they're just making it longer, and it's weird.
Yeah,
Because
so
you need one for every piece.
where does like ancient debris and stuff come into play? if I just
You still
completely-
need to get the ingot. You still need to get the ingot.
So you need the ingot and the template.
The upgrade, yes.
Yeah.
The upgrade, sorry.
Yeah.
Smithing template, netherite upgrade. That's so strange. And then, so then it consumes the upgrade on upgrading, unless you
Yes.
duplicate it with diamonds.
Unless you duplicate it. Correct.
It just sounds like unneeded hassle. Like, I can see what they're trying to do, but it makes it very tedious, almost. I'm not sure. What do
I kind
people
of get
think?
what you mean.
Yeah.
I think it definitely needs some rework, but I like the direction it's headed in. I feel like, yeah, right now it's just like get ancient debris and then slap it on. It's like there's not much to upgrading to netherite. And like, yeah, ancient
Yeah.
debris, you have to dig around for it a little, but it's just more mining, which you're doing to get diamonds in the first place. It definitely needs a little bit of rework, but like, I like that there is now something else that's kind of required.
Yeah, it is nice to, like, I think it's good that they've made it a little bit more difficult, because, like, you know, once netherite becomes so just normal eventually, whereas having it actually, you know, more difficult to obtain for what it, you know, what it offers the player is nice to see. But I just feel like that's a weird way
I think
to do it.
the duplication recipe needs something. If they're gonna have like a duplication recipe where you find one and duplicate it, it needs to be something else, because 7 diamonds and a piece of netherrack doesn't really feel significant to me.
No, and also it feels weird. Like,
can
it
agree with
feels, it kind of feels fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it feels
feels
like
like a mod.
something. Yeah, it feels like something I would throw together, like when I made, what was it, the Elytra crafting recipe for Project Amplified? You know, it feels
Yeah.
like something where someone's going, okay, what items can we take in the game to make this make some sense?
It's like
Which-
the joke
yeah.
where you need a rare item to add to a crafting recipe, another star. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, I keep looking at all those, all the recipe crafting, and it's like, you know, you got to duplicate it with, where did I have it? You know, like cobblestone. Like, what? That doesn't doesn't really make sense, you know, like sandstone.
It's like you're etching. It's like you're etching a new
stone.
copy of it into the stone that it's made out of.
Oh,
I
didn't think
is
of
the
that
idea.
way. I guess the diamonds is the weird part, like.
Well, because if you look at the texture, it's got like light blue on it, which I guess is the diamond part. But,
yeah. I don't know. I definitely think, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it'd be nice if they changed that, but I just don't know what. Like, if they function more like maybe
recipe.
like or if it was just something like I thought it would make more sense too if it was more like how like maps work or how banner patterns work. You know, where you've got to have it to do it, but
and a certain pattern around it.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a tricky thing because it's like, okay, they added this really cool system for like armor trims, but it's like, yeah, how do you carry that over? How do you make them accessible to everyone? Like, so if we're talking about like the new changes to netherite upgrading, how do they incorporate that in with the system that they added for armor trimming, like the extension to the smithing table? Is it still just like throw in a netherite ingot and diamond armor? Well, then it's like, what the hell is the other slot for?
Yeah, like I'm not against like having some other thing to go with the netherite upgrade. I just think it needs to make more sense. And like I feel like the way that, like with the duplicating it just feels weird. Like the fact that you use it to craft it, like I can see why they've done that. So like you have to go find it at least once to be able to make it again. But it also kind of, with like say maps, you just put a map and a blank map together. That makes sense because you're kind of like copying it like that. Whereas I don't know, just the way that they've got the crafting recipe for duplicating it just seems very strange. I don't know.
Well, the nice thing about it is that, I mean, as you've stated, you don't really need to craft it to get another one. You can just go out and find it if you wanted to.
Yeah, but that's gonna.
The player
like
doesn't
for
need
netherite
to be.
Especially.
Oh yeah, well, that's another problem. But I feel like if you're the type of player that knows how to get netherite in Minecraft, not just through like discovery, then you probably know about armor trims.
But also, like, imagine multiplayer servers. Like, imagine this on Existence where, one person needs to go find the... if someone goes raids all the bastions or raids the first one and gets the netherite upgrade, and then, people don't have access to that unless they start duplicating it and selling it or sharing it, but that's not always going to happen, and they're not always going to be online, and,
Or, when Nbrand starts charging for access to the one netherite upgrade template on the server, I mean, what are people going to do?
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, that's what they're going to do.
Oh, wait, wasn't I supposed to leak that? Oh, my bad.
Oh, shoot. I mean, sorry. No, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
boss.
implication's strange, but the actual, I think most people seem to be in agreement that the actual trims themselves, if I go back to the article here, look really cool. Yeah. And it's cool to see so many more uses for things like quartz and amethyst and even like redstone, like...
Oh yeah, so my friend, like one of my friends is really into like red and black color schemes for everything. And so when I showed them the netherite armor with the redstone trim, they like freaked out.
Makes me think of somebody else with purple.
What?
I love purple.
But yeah, it adds so much more potential to, and just for like uniqueness as well. So like now, instead of everybody running around in netherite armor or everyone running around in diamond armor, like you actually can have some uniqueness and identifiable like characteristics to your look.
If somebody names their armor something random, then you might be able to tell it's theirs by the trim that they have on it.
When I roll up in chainmail armor with purple trim, all I'm saying is
that'll look pretty cool.
It's ItsPurpleJay.
I think we need to update the drip advancement.
There's a lot of potential. Yeah. We should add another one too for wearing every single variation of trimmed armor.
I do.
Isn't it something like 1,000 different variations or something?
I think there's
Peach Pies.
It's like 660. I think.
Well,
is around
I mean,
the.
You can reapply the trims, right? So you don't need to duplicate the armor sets, I guess.
But still, you have to.
So true. So true.
I guess it's just time consuming because you have all of the different trim patterns, and then all of the different materials.
Maybe not every single armor set. Maybe just. I mean, fine, add it if you want to, but we can also, if they don't make it so that you can use every material and every armor type, we can just data pack that. Make it into a McPeach Pies data pack.
But I mean, at the same time, how you're saying like a diamond trim on diamond armor, right? How would that look?
I saw a picture.
It looks like bumps. Kind of.
Or yeah, it adds it's just like more shape. Yeah, it just changes the texture of it, and just you can see the pattern in the texturing. I saw it on like Twitter or Reddit or something where somebody had made a post about it, and it was, I think the one I saw was the netherite one, or maybe it was like a bug report because you were talking about that. But yeah, it just changes the texture so you can kind of see the indentation or whatever of the pattern on the armor, and it just makes the armor look different rather than just like the normal texture. So it doesn't pop out like with color, but it's still got the same, like it's got a different texture. That's a different thing.
Alright, that's fair.
It's subtle, but it is different.
I can totally see like faction servers employing these different armor trims.
Ooh.
Like with banners.
Uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
that's a good
mandatory
point.
for every N-brand member to have black and white colors.
The level
Sports
of like
trim.
with banners and like armor trims, the way to like the amount of like uniform you can have across your like character in the game or in a server or whatever you're doing, you can just have so many different like things. Like, you know, you could have matching banners and you can have a whole theme to your gameplay. As well as like statues and stuff, you know, like armor stands and all that. Like decoration's gonna be so cool.
I saw Hats on Dogs on Twitter post a concept for, well, one, netherite horse armor is something we need, and two, having trims on horse armor would be so nice because you'd be able to customize your horse beyond leather horse armor.
See, I've also seen people like crying out for tool trims as well, but I feel like when it comes to things like both of those, leather horse armor and tools, it's like, how do you implement the textures in those cases? I feel like horse armor would probably be easier to kind of get across, like, oh, this is the coast trim on this horse armor. But it's like, do you then, for tools, do you use the same trims? Are they different? Are they like?
I feel like it'd be nice to have like there's not much like room for styling on tools. You'd probably be able to do like one trim style, maybe two max. Like it'd just be like add on a bit of coating at the end of the tool or something.
Like a diamond-edged netherite sword.
I think I saw in the Game Mode 4 Discord they were experimenting with
the donkey got shot.
like putting trims on tools. Wait, the donkey? Did Sir Donks okay?
Well, I mean, they've already kind of had that on Game Mode 4 with Metallurgy. Like, don't.
Well, I mean, like a visual thing with trims.
So for context,
like they
those
have...
of you who don't know, Game Mode 4 is like a data pack community, and they have their public server with some pretty cool, very cool additions on there, which we run a few of them on community server as well.
So with that, they also have a resource pack that they use. They like advertise, but also use on their public servers. And I believe with that, it adds textures for all of
that brings up a good point, because in order to add custom trims, you do need a resource pack in addition to the data pack.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of brings us into like the technical aspect of trims. They do open the doors for custom armor without using OpenGL shaders on like modified servers. Basically, you're able, like, the way I was able to accomplish it is I replaced the iron armor texture with a fully transparent one, and all my the custom armor I added was basically a trim on top of iron armor, using a custom trim defined in a data pack so it doesn't replace any of the existing ones, as well as a custom material. And then that trim held the texture for the custom armor I was adding. And in order for it to work, iron armor would have to become its own trim technically, so that you would still be able to have iron armor, and it would have to be on a modified server. But it opens the trims are very cool for the technical Minecraft community.
There's definitely a lot of potential for some pretty unique customization with data packs and modding and resource packs and stuff.
And
it's a very cool addition.
Not only can you add custom patterns, you can also add custom materials.
Yes.
So if you wanted to have obsidian trim or something, then you could add that.
What was it you at? Dirt trim.
Dirt trim. Yeah, being out in the mud.
Dirt trim on my iron armor. They won.
But even for map making and stuff, imagine an adventure map where you get leather armor covered in snow, where you've been
you cannot
up in
add
the
trims
mountains.
on leather armor.
Got him.
Oh.
Even with data packs, it will not render.
Never mind then.
Yeah, Game Mode 4 tried that.
Absolutely right.
Interesting. I wonder why not leather. I guess because you can already dye
it's
leather.
some code thing. It's some code thing.
But anyway, there's just a lot of potential for, I saw you made the mcpeachpies trim.
Oh yeah, I my first trim test I did was a mcpeachpies face.
I'll put a picture here. Did you post it on Twitter? I can't remember.
I did not post that on Twitter, but I did post my custom armor. Well, I used the Origin Realms platinum armor texture. That's a test, but I did post that.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I'm sure.
All the Among Us trims on Twitter.
Yes, they're everywhere.
I've seen so many of them.
I haven't seen those. So I don't have the recommended tab on Twitter. I don't use that. I use the following tab. Speaking of which, that change, I hate it because it defaults to For You and I have to click following each time. Anyways.
Yes, the default thing is annoying.
True.
I've found it quite useful, but I do hate how it defaults. It drives me nuts. I think Phoenix SC posted the Among Us one a bit as well.
Yeah, he does sound like the type of person to post that.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do with it. But it's only just come out, so we'll wait and see kind of what potential there is. There's a zombie stuck on the side.
And another thing I saw with trims, people were making an animated fire trim using shaders, and it was really cool.
Oh,
I think that was Faya on Twitter. I will send that to you if you want to make a marker for that on the podcast.
I'll try to remember. Just looking into Jay's eyes as we bounce around on the train.
Hello there, McPeachpies.
But yeah, no, we've had a couple of cool new things with the Sniffer and the armor trims, but there's a lot kind of coming towards Existence as well in the near future. Well, not necessarily stuff planned out. This time last year we had all sorts of things planned, but I think now we will have a 2023 document published at the same time of this, if not before this podcast. I think it's worth just talking about that quickly because it is. I haven't proofread the document yet, so there's probably a few ramblings in there. But I think it's definitely worth. Let me pull up the document. Actually,
I'll link it as well.
Oh, perfect.
If you just go existencesmp.com/2023, it does come up.
We love.
But looking back, I think I start off the document. Looking back, this time last year, we're still right into Project Amplified. This time last year, we hadn't even launched Community Server 2. We were still on Project Amplified. It feels like forever ago, but it was literally just this time last year. Because we didn't launch
Community Server 2 moved so fast.
And
it really has.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Just so much has happened on there. It was 2022. It's just looking back on it. I think I said this in the document somewhere, but it was honestly feels like one of the most successful years of existence in recent history. Everyone's just been so together. There's just been such a just greater community feeling. Does that make sense? Do you guys feel that as well?
Our events have been going well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everyone just seems to be more unified. and just the actual community server is really living up to the name. Because we've had so many events. Like, I feel like we've had more events than we ever had, and we did have, what was it? We wanted to do Project Create. I think there was talks of like Project Hardcore or something. We had all these ideas for other things to do, but then
Project Beta,
that might still happen soon. But yeah, I mean, there's always different projects people want to do, and I think now that we've had Project Amplified and now that we've got Project Create, we're kind of getting used to having the projects as another thing as well.
While the community server is running at the same time.
Yes, because this is actually the first time we've had a separate project, isn't it? Other than Project Mutatio. Like, this is the first time we've had another project running in tandem. I guess Project Keystone technically, but that was a bit muddy.
That was a little different.
Yeah. Keystone was like a community server next to a community server, more like.
Well,
or
Keystone,
community server next to the recording
the
server.
series there, the YouTube server, and making Keystone a trusted server was the first experiment into what then became the community server, and I think that was one of the best things we ever did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But definitely, like, having the community server 2 feels like more of, was it a trident? Did I just hear a trident?
Yeah,
I would not be surprised.
Community server 2 feels like more of the home of Existence than I think Community Server 1 ever did. And I think that's because Community Server 1, I think because it was just, coming off the back of like Keystone and Season 3 and all that stuff, it was like a whole new thing. It was very different for that to be the primary focus, and then, with it, how everything went on there.
A lot of controversies that happened. Fortnite Rift.
It was something. It was a change. It was a big change, and it was an amazing change. It worked out for the better. But now that we've got Community Server 2, and we put so much time and effort into developing it to be such a kind of unified place, I think it's really paid off now. And like last year, especially, it felt like the thing. It was Existence, and it's still going strong. And we've got so many plans. And as Jay was saying the other day in Discord, what was it like? There's just so many things happening all of a sudden. Or like so many things and projects people want to focus on.
It's like the Existence Renaissance, sort of.
Truly.
Yep. It's last year was a big year for the community. It was incredible. But this year, what have we got going? Like I said, we don't really have anything planned for this year. Like last year we had projects and we had the Reunion UHC and all that kind of thing. But this year it's like, I think we're all just keen to get into Project Create and get into the community server more. Is that kind of what is happening?
Yeah.
I'd say that's a fair thing to say.
Like, because what are you working on at the moment, Jay? Because you said you were on the community server a lot. I know you and I cleaned up all the Christmas snow, but then you were, was it Town Hall that you suddenly got like re-interested in?
So, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of my focus has been on
sorry, Jay, look at the farm. It stopped. There was an Enderman spinning around on top of the rotating thing.
I see it.
He's still going.
Still going.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I looked at him. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're on a train. That's fine.
You were saying, Jay, about Town Hall?
I've spent a lot more focus on the community server. And recently I've taken like a huge interest in the creator and Town Hall. So with our Town Hall, initially it was made like a couple months or even weeks in by
that was straight
Dash,
away.
who was one of our patrons. Yeah, like Dash, straight away.
Yeah, cleared the land and we got the design together really quick, and Dash built the initial, I guess, facade of it.
And then after he had built like the exterior facade, we were just kind of left with this like large building and large interior that we didn't really know how to deal with or what to do with. And I mean, Dash had and has a bunch of stuff going on like in his personal life. And so I kind of took on the project. And that's been my focus on like trying to
get that going.
Get that going.
We dug a big hole.
Yeah, so just the other day we
is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we cleared out so much of the interior.
You'd be surprised.
Little banana bubble, and then Galaxy came on in
for a little bit. I was barely there.
Help. But
we'll have to jump on after the podcast.
Enough. Maybe we can do a marker or something just to kind of like show how much was dug out. If I don't know, man.
Was this in the like center bit between or in the mailroom?
Yeah, like kind of behind the mailroom. So now when you go into our town hall, it's just like
on the top floor.
On the main floor. Yeah, it is just a huge open space. So much more than what we had before. At the moment, I'm set up for designing our meeting room, which I'm incredibly excited about. Something I wanted to kind of kickstart, and I think something we've started chatting about is having like existence meetings, like we used to on the legacy servers.
Yeah, absolutely. Just something where we can all sit down and talk about these projects and actually get everyone on the same page.
Did we just run over a panda?
I don't know. I'll put a marker and I'll have to watch the footage back, but I was looking at the document.
I was looking at the document and I think I heard a panda sound.
We won't mention it. It'll be fine. We don't have to. It's just.
It'll spawn more.
Dear.
We love animals here on the Existence SMP. We would never endanger a panda like that.
But there's also been.
I've been.
Sorry, Jay. Finish up.
There's just like a lot of unfinished projects in community areas, and so I figured the town hall was a good place to start, so that we would have a place to all get together and then talk about other projects that need doing.
Yeah, and like you were saying, because it's something that got started like at the start of the server, it'd be nice to also finalize that project, and that'll kind of allow other things to blossom a bit more instead of that sitting like kind of stagnant without anything happening since it was initially built, or since the mailroom really. But there's also other projects that are in desperate need of attention, like the Nether Hub, which is it's been something that like people have kind of like started and tried to develop and tried to get some ideas together, and then like people have started kind of coming on board, and then all of a sudden it's kind of just been left behind.
I did some thinking the other day. Surprising, I know.
Job.
We currently like every community area that we have, with no exception, is like a project like on its own, ripped up, half finished, and like left behind.
Yes.
So it's like every single area that the group has touched needs work. Like there are obviously
even
like
the inlet.
Individuals who have like the inlets one, there's like both banks, north and south, just have a ton of work that could be done on them. There's the Nether Hub, like you said. There's the crater. There's been
Sorry.
Just like a lot of work that needs done like everywhere, and it's like,
and all of a sudden everyone seems really enthused to actually take action now. Like, I don't know, it felt like there was a point where everyone was like, we need to tidy up the paths, and we need to do the Nether Hub, and we need to do the town hall, and everyone's like, we need to do all these things, but nobody was really like kind of on board to actually do anything. But now, for whatever reason, like everyone's kind of like, Jay's like, hey, I want to, finish up town hall, and everyone's like, yeah, here, I'll help with this, I'll give you this. Yeah. Like it's just kind of, it's just all go all of a sudden, which is awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. So it definitely feels like this year is just going to be a year of community server and create for the initial start of the year anyway. And as I said, as long as there's enough interest and as long as there's sufficient funding, there's no reason to close create up. People have got a lot of plans for both servers. It's incredible. Like it's really weird to see this like 9 months into the community server, it's very strange to see all of a sudden this big spike in kind of, you think these are the kind of things you'd see people being really enthused about right at the beginning, but now it's like there's this resurgence of interest and activity, which is awesome.
And one of the worries with Product Create was that it was going to draw away too many people from the community server, but I don't think that's happened at all. I think we've got a good mix going on right now.
Yeah, from definitely what I've seen, like you're getting a lot of people like, if I bring up the playtime again, like Marco and Lotu, even like Pineapple's
Yog.
been on here for 16 hours. Well, no, not Yog so much, but more like I'm just thinking people who have played on the community server but don't really do a huge amount on there, or like haven't like done.
Marco does a lot on the community server. Marco has definitely left his artistic mark in many places.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. But like whereas like say like I've spent a lot of time around the inlet, Yog's built a whole lot of houses and big buildings, and Jay's done a whole lot of work on like community stuff, and Galaxy's done all the in-brand stuff, and Little's done the blonder and all those kind of things.
The blonder.
Marco just made a lot of really funny, bizarre works of art and lots of things like that. But then like this is Marco's prime is all of a sudden
Marco's
60 hours in a month on the Create server, like giving people options and allowing people to do something that if someone wants to go spend all their time on Create, then they can do that. If someone wants to spend all their time on the community server, they can do that if they want to do both. And I think it's good that it is a mod pack on here as well, so there is variation. It keeps it quite different, rather than just being, just simple one mod. It is a modded
If you want to automate the slaughter of various different types of animals, you can do that.
So true.
Good to... of all the things you could have given an example for.
Well, I mean, I wanted to give an example of the crazy things you can do on Product Create.
I mean, to be fair, you can do that in vanilla as well.
Yeah, but there's less variation. I mean, on Product Create, you have monkeys.
It's true.
How dare you hurt the monkeys?
The chimpanzees.
And crabs. And glunch.
The glunch. I've actually, in my inventory, I've got a bottle of Icky.
Drink it.
Oh, you fell out.
Did I?
My peach pies fell off.
I'm still in the train for me.
You're deep
Just drinking my bottle of Icky.
There we go.
Yeah,
what did it do? It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that it?
Uh.
Oh well, we'll wait and see. But yeah, the way that we're current, and like I said this in the document as well, somewhere. We are running more like servers and a bigger renting of a server than we ever have. I think, what have we got now? 24 gigs?
Yeah, and I think a part of the reason why we're able to do that is because of how cheap and reliable Bloom is.
Bloom's hosting is incredible, and the way that you can do sub-servers is absolutely awesome.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
No, I wish we were. And the funding that we've got from our patrons at the moment is, like, I think probably the highest, if not higher, than I think when we started Community Server 1. But like we're running, let's see, we've got the Community Server, the Creative Server, Project Create, and Project Creative. Yeah. So we're running
on my box. We're also running the museum, but that's
right. So we've also got the museum server. So technically speaking, we're hosting 4 servers with, and then plus Galaxy's host of the museum server, which is it contains all of the old worlds. Yeah, and we've got 5 accessible community servers at the moment, which is incredible. Like it's more than I think we've ever had at any given time.
And also there's web hosting and stuff, but that's
and the web hosting. Cheap. The website's awesome. We redid that last year.
I think it's actually due for like a design refresh, in my opinion. Like there's some stuff that can be improved about it, but anyways.
The train stopped.
Did I break the train?
Oh wait, did somebody get the schedule?
No. Here you go.
Right click.
I don't know how I got it, but
Oh yeah, and hop on.
But yes, so no, Existence is currently like, it feels bigger than ever. It's got such a high community focus. We've got so many patrons, an incredible amount of funding allow us to do all these different things. And 2023 is going to be like it's almost nice that there's just this there's no huge like intentions for this year. It's just we're actually able to actually sit on top of all of our things we have at the moment with Create and the community server, and we're able to enjoy them and indulge in them and just spend some time just working on all these different things. So I'm really excited. I can't wait. Like it's a relief, honestly, that we're in this position at the start of the year where it's just so much potential for all these things to do without having to actually put... How do I word this? It's nice to have like...
The community is already so like... We've already got all these ideas and we've got all this motivation and there's less like community management that needs to be done to make sure
we don't have to
like stay.
We don't need to go and set up a whole server and do all the marketing and make all the trailers and develop all the data packs and all these things, and everything's all ready to go. It's literally it's all stuff in game as well. We can actually anything that we're going to be working on is working on in game. Not to say there's not going to be other things we might potentially work on, but it's just nice starting off the year with being able to go full speed into actually playing Minecraft, which is what the community is really all about. It is such a simple thing, but it's so awesome to see this for the community for the start of the year. It's just a great way to get into it. Where is Jay? He's not on the train anymore.
Yeah. I got run over.
He got killed.
Homie. I got
hit by the train.
I get
Oh dear.
Yep.
Well, I've rambled plenty on that subject. Was there anything anyone wanted to mention about kind of last year or going into this year in regards to the community?
For 2023, I will finish the mansion. That's going to happen this
Surely
year.
Halloween 2023 will be deadline. Oh dear, the mansion is incredible. That was a part of the Halloween event for anyone who didn't realize or doesn't know about it. But definitely like worth shout out to everyone within the community who's helped kind of build Community Server 2, and to Jay and Galaxy for all of their work with all the behind the scenes stuff. It's been awesome, and it's been great for me personally as well, because last year so much of my life, my personal life, has changed. So having all the support of literally everyone to basically run Existence together as a community has been...
No, it's been awesome doing like being able to put together the stuff that I've been doing. Like the museum is great. Like it's been a fun experience for me, and putting together Product Create and like actually having people that want to play mods with me, because all my friends or most of my friends don't want to play this type of mod pack where it's like just Create and a couple of other like aesthetic mods basically. Most of them just want to do like a full-on
ticket.
Yeah,
Me
pretty
showing
much
my age.
like a loaded mod pack. Yeah. So I'm having a blast doing the stuff that I'm doing.
Oh, look, here's Jay. All aboard.
Oh, who's that?
I'm gonna get.
Don't you dare!
I'm gonna do it.
No, don't you dare!
Oh goodness me. Well, is there anything else worth mentioning? Like we've had a lot of topics this podcast, and we could ramble on for another hour easily, I reckon. But
yeah, we could easily either like make this into a double length podcast or do a second episode. We were talking about maybe doing the 2 episode thing or an extended episode before this, but
now
I think
it's a good time to kind of maybe wrap up here, unless anyone else has got any kind of extra things that they want to throw in.
Jeez.
I agree.
Join Product Create.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you are a part of the community server and you're not on Create, let us know if you're interested. Or even if you're just watching this and you're not part of the community server and you're just interested in either joining the community server or Project Create, let us know and we might consider it. But otherwise,
join our Discord.
Yes, absolutely.
Link should be in the description down below. That's the best way to get involved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come hang out with us.
And subscribe to ItsPurpleJay.
And the Existence SMP channel on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's ItsPurpleJay.
A huge shout out and thank you to all our patrons. As we mentioned, without their support, none of this would be possible to run all the servers we're running. So as we're driving over the tracks and butchering all of these mobs, huge thanks to
Let's butcher some names.
Sugar KD, The Mundane, iGalaxy, Wafflestick, Torbray, Ha2222, Bamboo, The Epion Project, Dashleb, Howler Gamer, ItsPurpleJay, Talks, My Therapy, McNugs, Yoglington, Vin Baron, Marco, and just today, Project. Thank you everyone for your support.
And who also just died in game.
Rest in peace. I'm hoping I've got everyone there. Sometimes my lists get out of date. But nonetheless, yes, thank you everyone so very, very much. Like I said, we've got so much funding at the moment. We're able to do all of these incredible servers and give everyone access to such amazing things. Wouldn't be able to do it without all of your help. But yes, thank you Little, Jay, and Galaxy for joining me in this podcast on the train. Thank you to Marco for setting up this train. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we managed to get the camera working.
Yeah.
As Galaxy mentioned, there will be a little video showcasing or describing what on earth is going on with the floating head that is bouncing back and forwards at the end of the train. Oh, any last words before we bid farewell? Great.
New Year.
Happy New Year, yeah.
Here's to 2023.
Happy New Year.
Here is Project.
You in
All
existence.
aboard the train. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been episode 39, I hope that's right, of the Existence SMP Podcast. Audio versions are available on our Patreon. Otherwise, yes, this is on our YouTube channel. Thank you everyone for watching, listening. We will see you in episode 40, whenever that might be. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Have a good one. Adios. Bye. Podcast is
I'm
over.
facing the
See you later.
camera.
Goodbye.
There we go.
Bye.